Now, the most radical, extreme, dogmatic, religious people of all will accuse me of being these things. As it stands now, they kill 500,000 people in Western countries annually with psychiatric medications alone. There are countless abortions because of their philosophies, their legislation, their beliefs, and their forceful application of these things. Yet they will accuse me of being a fanatic. They'll accuse me of being almost as bad as they are, without realizing while they accuse me, they're highlighting their own insufficiencies. They are, in fact, inferior spiritual bottom feeders. They are satanic garbage. I will offer $1,000 to whoever can disprove the key point of this video, and I have 7 supporting points. The key point of this video is when talking about women's role in reproduction, there is one betrayal that is the most detrimental to society. Mankind is better off going extinct than for women to continue their reproductive activities in the same way that they are now. And that is the betrayal. For them to do what they are doing now and to increase it in the future. Number 1, all life is precious. Bear with me now. Number 2, just because human life is the most precious does not mean that the world is better off with only evil men around, instead of humans going extinct, since they most likely will destroy the other life. Number 3, even if these evil men do not destroy the other life, it is better to not have a life form that is evil than to have that life form. Number 4, women show a pathetic inability to transcend that is the most hazardous to human existence. Bear with me now. They are the gatekeepers of the sacred process of birth, especially in modern day society. They have failed humanity since the most attractive women failed to match themselves to the most righteous men. And men's behavior and decisions has a lot to do with this irrefutable fact. Number 5, the other women encourage the most attractive women to be gold diggers instead of giving them a hard time about it. And this is what pussy power is all about. Look it up. Number 6, if women were choosing men by being impetuous, it would be a better reason for this deep betrayal than by thinking it out and coming to the conclusion that they should be a selfish, materialistic, and evil whore. Last but not least, number 7. Instead of humanity coming to the conclusion that women have put us all in a precarious position, they have demanded that women have more power in society. The only power in society should be with those who think like me. Men who have sacrificed everything to uphold the principles of righteousness that have been passed down by the Almighty. Everything else is subjective, satanic garbage. Thank you. Now, I've seen a lot of criticism of Alex Jones, and I honestly do not know if he has controlled opposition or not. A lot of the criticisms I've seen have been pretty much disproven by videos that are older than the criticisms themselves. He does talk about the Catholic secret societies and so on and so forth. And so they claim that he's a Jesuit, provocateur, Jesuit agent, and so on and so forth. I don't know. What I do know is, if he's telling the truth about being related to Captain Jones on the Mayflower, I have family that goes back to the Mayflower as well. I've stated this before. I even heard him say that. I've listened to him. You know, there was a point I was listening to him almost every day, maybe for like a 4 or 5 months period, probably going back to, I don't know, 2010, 2011. I haven't really used too much of what I've learned from his radio show, but what I have seen is that he wakes a lot of people up. And I am inclined to believe that even if he is controlled, that he feels the way that he says he does about it. You know, I think that some of the first people to come to America were some of the people who felt the strongest about being persecuted for whatever reason. You know, they were the first people to come over, some of the first ships to come over. They said, I'm going to get on the fucking Mayflower and I'm getting the fuck out of here because you're all a bunch of fucking spiritual bottom feeder, hypocrite fucking imperialist trash. You know? And so I think it's kind of interesting that you have two of the most outspoken people with the most videos. You know, he has more videos than I do at this point, I believe, on YouTube. So two of the most outspoken people against the New World Order. Their family goes back to the Mayflower, and I do not entirely think this is a coincidence. I do not know the guy. I don't know if I'm related to him or not. I don't know what my family's names were on the Mayflower. He does have somewhat of a resemblance to my mother, but you know, I'm not going to get into that. Yes, you know, there's other things I don't know if I should talk about, but to make a long story short, there are a lot of secret societies in my family. I'm not in a secret society. I do not view secret societies favorably. I pretty much feel the same way as JFK said he felt about it in his secret society speech. Those of you who have been listening to me for a while, you know damn well that I'm no fan of secret societies, etc. You're going to see things in my video, like this video, where the light, you know, you'll see things where one side of my face is light, the other side is dark. That's because my window is over there. It's not because I did it on purpose. It's not because I'm trying to say that I'm a checkered, you know, floor, you know, light, part light, half dark, yin yang, fucking, it's just how it works out. You know, the light happens to be right there, and where the light doesn't hit is the darkness. Okay, I felt I had to explain all these things because there are people who will take what I am saying and what I am doing and twist the fucking hell out of it and accuse me of being on their side and so on and so forth. You know, you show me somebody who's been to the fucking psych ward screaming and yelling, complaining, and, you know, fucking tons of times, like 9, 10 times, that's on their side. You know, it's probably not going to happen. And most people who are like that, they tend to try to pretend psychiatry is a good thing and that they're mentally ill and so on. And that's their sort of role in the New World Order. They're not like I am. You know, you're not going to see too many brain surgeons' sons living at home playing a part in the New World Order. You know, it's just almost certainly not going to happen. You know, these people have a certain order to things where the rich families, you know, tend to help each other get good jobs and so on and so forth. So, you know, I mean, you're going to see it sometimes, yes, but there's a lot of telltale signs that you can tell that, you know, I'm uncontrolled opposition. I don't know if he is or not. I would like to believe that he is, but I think that is very interesting, you know, that we see the tyrants, and I do believe that this does seem to show that there is such a thing as a revolutionary gene and that it is a component in human behavior. You know, there's some people who have the blood of people who just don't put up with this shit, and there's some people who have more groupie blood. The people who kind of waited till later to come to America, for instance. The people whose descendants or whose ancestors sold out to the New World Order in order so they could survive. So what you have here is a mix. You have a whole lot of white people who waited until way later to come over, you know. Some of them came over because they had no choice. There was a potato famine. They didn't come over here to get away from tyranny. They came over to survive. They're survivalists. A lot of these Irish and Italian people, they're survivalists. They're not necessarily anti-imperialist. Some of them are, most of them aren't. Okay? So the majority of white people are bootlickers. The majority of Americans are bootlickers, just like their forefathers. Don't get it twisted. It was a small percentage of Americans who actually fought in the Revolutionary War. I'm related to Daniel Boone and some of these people that fought in the Revolutionary War. You understand me? My mother's father, my grandfather, fought in World War II. Two of my uncles fought in the Biafran Civil War. My family came on the fucking Mayflower on my mom's side to fucking escape tyranny because they were anti-imperialistic men of principle. Those who were in secret societies left the secret societies as soon as they felt that it was doing something that they did not agree with. I come from a long line of men of principle who stand up and accept the consequences for what they believe, and I do not think that is a coincidence. Somewhere in the back of my mind I could know this and that influenced my decision. Maybe. Maybe it's genetic. I do believe there's a slight genetic component to my resistance. And I do believe that the New World Order definitely sees it that way long before I decided to make this video. And they are trying to screen us out. They're trying to provoke us, then screen us out. Because they're fucking cowards. They're scum. They know that I'm a descendant of great warriors. They're a descendant of bootlickers. If you think someone who comes from a long line of weakling fucking pussies wants to step up to someone like me who comes from a long line of fucking straight killers, sharpshooting fucking Daniel Boone, Igbo Uku fucking warriors, Egyptian fucking military Mantu art motherfuckers, they don't want to go there. So they all team up together and hide behind technology and bitch shit and try to recruit people who fucking have more balls than they do. That's why they recruit gang members and try to go for people in the military and law enforcement to help them out. People who have a little bit more balls than these yuppie fucking cowards. Period. Okay, I mean, they're just complete cowards. You understand me? Fuck, give me liberty or give me fucking death. Give me freedom or give me death. That's the type of bloodline that I come from. Fighting tyrannical fucking trash. Period. Period. You understand me? And I think some people who come from these bloodlines, don't act the way I do. You will see people who are related to revolutionaries who bootlick like everyone else. And they tend to be people who, it doesn't sit well with them, but they do it anyway. It brings tears to their fucking eyes, but they do it anyway. And then you have people like me that just couldn't possibly imagine even fucking in an alternate fucking reality being that way. Because I'm a fucking warrior. Because I'm a man of principle. And to a bunch of cowards, being a warrior is abnormal behavior. In a society of bootlickers, yes, I agree. In a society of complete cowards, being a warrior is abnormal behavior. Does that mean I should be fucking drugged because I transcend, because I'm a great man and they're fucking mediocre? Because I will stand up to our oppressors and they will fucking bootlick and be subservient? I mean, come on. Should we drug Jesus? Should we have drugged Martin Luther King and Malcolm X? And speaking of Martin Luther King's granddaughter, I believe it was, she speaks out against eugenics and abortion. You don't see her in the fucking news because they do not give righteous people who have a superior argument any fucking media coverage. They're fucking scum. They're filth. They are cowards. I'm not making this up. I'm not just saying this to make myself feel better. Think about what I am saying to you. I am the top martial artist in America, partially because I'm related to great warriors and it has a certain psychological effect on me. Mostly because of my connection to God, which has empowered me to be the greatest fucking warrior in this country. But I am being persecuted by the scum of this earth and cowards and sociopaths who help them for my political views. And this is not something I've made up. Who in their right mind would make that up and throw away their life and opportunity acting a quote-unquote a fool on YouTube? What do you get out of it? No, this is going on. They're fucking scum. They are traitors. And some of you don't feel as strong as I do because your families didn't fight in the fucking wars. You didn't lose family in wars. Their family didn't get shed blood. Daniel Boone was taken fucking prisoner by the Native Americans who were siding with the fucking British. Okay? You do not know what it is like to fucking hate these people with your very being before you're even fucking born, and to grow up holding back extreme animosity, being fucking infuriated while the people you absolutely despise are killing everybody you can't fucking imagine. I'm gonna end it there.